Have you ever been part of a team where you lost two really key players like you have in the playoffs before?
Oh no, I don't think a lot of people have. When you lose your 1 and 2, you know, I'm sure it's happened. I just don't know when, and I know it didn't happen in the same game. I can tell you that for a fact. But it did happen, and so now we have to move to the next step for us. In our eyes, it's a 2-2 series. We still have home court. No one's won a road game yet in this series. And so now we have to find a way of winning tomorrow. And that's as far as we can think right now. My job with the guys is to make sure that they're ready and focused. It's easy when you have the injuries we have to think of all kinds of other stuff. And so my job is to make sure they're not.
I know you're talking about next man up, but how do you keep the gloom and doom from seeping into their minds?
By playing well. That's the best way. I do know this, and I've said this all year, we have a very competitive basketball team. And they have proven that all year. We've won games before without key guys, and I think we can win games in the future without key guys.
Doc, who starts in their places?
We're not sure yet. We've had 10 different lineups on the board today. Most likely it'll be a pretty big lineup, but we're not sure yet.
I know you didn't see it happening this way, but those games in OKC and Utah where the bench got more run,
that has to give them confidence. You go into OKC and score 120 points and then go into Utah and win a game with none of your guys. That gives you confidence. But this is a different beast. You're in the playoffs now, and everybody has focus. So we'll see. But I will say that I think they'll be ready.
The release says indefinitely for Chris. Is there any more clarity on that?
No, I think he's still actually in surgery. I don't know if he's out yet, but it's not as long as I think some may think it would be. That's the good news, but we don't know how long yet still.
All right, Tucker, one doctor said 4 weeks.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that would give us hope. You can write that out. I'm guessing.
Was it a displaced fracture? Do you know the details?
I don't know the details. I really don't. I just knew it. Right when I saw it, I knew it was bad because I've seen hands that have one, and I said it on the bench. I said, that's not good. I was hoping I was wrong. Unfortunately, I wasn't.
Have you seen through the replay or through talking to Chris how exactly that happened?
I think it was on the reach. What's interesting if you're watching, obviously we watched the film. He takes a dribble right after that, and he actually lifts his hand, and then he starts dribbling with it all the way down the floor. Actually makes an excellent pass. You remember the play. We had 2 threes wide open to tie the game. We missed them both, and then CP couldn't get down the court, and they actually make a 3. So you're talking about a turn of events in a game. Even with the made 3 and CP hurt, we would have fouled, and it's a tie game. But it's amazing how things change for you.
Did his hand get caught in the jersey?
I didn't see that. It just looked like on the hand, on the ball. CP's a reacher. He probably has the best hands in the league. On that time, it got caught in the wrong place.
Without the 1 and 2, like you say, how much will your style of play change?
It's going to change for sure. And we're not sure which way yet. That's what we're doing right now. There's a big consensus of going really big, and then there's one of going really small. But we'll have to figure that out.
Doc, in the past, you've always talked about you need a certain amount of luck to get through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Would you consider what happened last night like Buzzard's luck, which is the worst?
Yeah, it's not the best luck. I mean, it's the worst that I've seen. But there's storms, and every storm, it stopped raining at some point, So we just got to figure it out. Like, we can't look in the future other than tomorrow. That's all we got to do. We got to focus on tomorrow. That's what our team has to do. We can't control the noise outside of our team. I mean, obviously, if you take Durant and Westbrook away, if you take Curry and I don't know which one, you can pick Klay Thompson or Draymond Green away, it changes your team, and we know that. But we don't have to be the best team. We just need to be the best team tomorrow. And that's all we have to figure out. How can we be the best team tomorrow, and then figure out how to do it one more time.
What's going on with JJ's heel?
That's not good news either. He's struggling. You can see him moving. nothing's going on. It's just it hasn't gotten better.